I trust the ones before us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fruit for Thought, the Shademakers storytelling podcast. And this week we're going to be with the Diversity Monologues from Gonzaga University. And so I'm here with one of our monologists.
Hi everyone, my name is Idumwonyi. Full name Idumwonyi. I am from Spokane, Washington. I am currently a junior studying communications with a minor in sociology.
So, one of the questions I have for you is this year's theme centers around purpose. So, what does purpose mean to you in the context of the story that you're telling?
I've been hearing the same theme in some of my CRES classes and some of my sociology classes, but my identity as someone from Africa, I'm African, but I also live in America. I do have context of like American culture. Because of my identity and because I see that there is a problem with our identity or with like the diaspora concerning our identity. I believe that as a person of African descent and a person studying communication, sociology, and a student as well. But I believe it is my purpose to educate and make it aware that this is an issue for the diaspora in itself, and I'm essentially just like calling us back together, that I'm reminding us that we need each other because we cannot fight against oppression like standing individually. When we come together, that's when change actually starts happening, because they can shoot down one person, but like they can't kill all of us, you know?
You talk about how American culture really how it's impacted the diaspora. Like, what about American culture has really just caused more separation?
Well, I would say it all started during the colonial era, when people of African descent were forcibly removed from the land. They were told that to hate themselves, essentially, to hate their skin, hate their features, hate their dialect, just hate their identity. And while they're telling that to African Americans, they're also telling a similar story to Africans in Africa. Essentially, that African Americans, they're lazy, they don't contribute to society, all they do is drugs and gangs. That's the sort of narrative that they tell African Americans, essentially just causing that rift, causing that division between us, even though we're facing the same issue. It's literally the same entity that's telling us these things.
Yeah.
You know, we're fighting the same fight, but we're looking at it from different point of view.
I guess that's the trick of the enemy, is to make everybody think that they have to all fight for the same type of pie. I know we've kind of been talking much about the purpose of this story. What do you hope that the audience walks away with after hearing your monologue?
The whole reason I wrote this piece was due to current events happening here in the States and happening in Africa. In Africa, there is insurgences of anti-Western, anti-imperialist countries, and that is very rare, considering that they are still up and running right now, though Western countries have been trying to take them out. And I just want to make people here aware of that there is still resistance against oppression. It's happened here in America, as we saw Black Panther movements, there was Young Lords and other racial liberation groups as well. I'm just reminding people that resistance is still going on and the fight is still going on, and this is not a time for us to get comfortable right through all this. Essentially, I just want us to come together as a diaspora, be aware of what's going on, help in the resistance. In my piece, I talked about how religion has been used as a weapon to justify colonization, questioned validity of who colonizers worship. The God that colonizers brought to Africa, the same God that gave them was manifest destiny, totally justified under God, colonize, take over the world because their God allows it. So what kind of cruel, sadistic God is that?
Yeah.
That does not sound like a Christian God at all. Allow just one particular group to enslave and exploit everyone else in the world. That does not sound like a very caring and Christian God at all. Question the credibility of their version of Christianity.
Glad that you do bring that up, because there is this really big movement right now with Christianity and using Christianity to validate, as you were saying, like the validity, like they validate all the harm that's being done. And it does make you question, like, I thought that this was a God that tells you to love your neighbor. I thought this was a God that tells you that if your enemy tells you to go another mile, you go two, that type of thing. So I'm glad that you bring that up and you bring that perspective in talking about God. When colonization and these systems are validated through religion, it brings harm in a whole different sense. And I think that also takes away from people experiencing spirituality or faith or a God that is loving and caring. And so I really appreciate that you bring that into perspective. How has exploring this story helped you reflect on your own sense of purpose or the way people understand your experience? Dipping into the storytelling, because this is your first year doing monologue, I guess I'm wondering, like, how has this impacted you?
Everything that I've said has been true, and it upsets me deeply that everything is true. It's not just happening, we see it happening all over the world, but it also happens locally as well. So it really does fuel me to just be here and being a part of the movements that is against oppressive systems. As I said, we as a diaspora and every community needs to come together to fight against oppressive systems. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing my part if I wasn't a part of the movements against that. I wouldn't be holding to my word, keeping myself to my word if I wasn't being a part of the movements. So I would definitely say this has definitely fueled me a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm super proud of you, but I'm so excited for you to perform your very first diversity monologue. Maybe you'll be a second year?
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
God calls us to love our neighbors, love our enemies, so it is a call to me, but to everybody else, to just support one another, even those who don't look like you, those who don't share the same ideals with you. We just need each other to survive against all these systems, all these oppressive systems.
I trust the ones before us.